Hey, what's up guys, Malt here, and we're gonna hopefully finish this today. We're gonna finish this on this episode. That's my goal. I don't know, hopefully I don't just screw myself over by saying that by having like a billion-hour episode, but I'm pretty sure we're at the end. So we just had a shotgun, not a shotgun, just a gunshot noise. So let's see what's going on with this. A detonation resonated, followed by a disquieting silence. The once maddening disorder suddenly seemed to have decelerated before finally getting back to its swirling waltz. From the round gap in the ceiling in which the platform was usually standing, a swarm of ropes suddenly descended upon the ground like a horde of vicious snakes. A flock of gunned men? Gunned men? I think they're armed. Armed men in uniforms slided down and landed loudly on the metal floor. I remember not knowing whether I was supposed to feel relieved or grow even more worried at the sight of this mind-boggling scene. That was definitely a very in my ears scream. That wasn't very fair play. That was an easy shot. It sure is easy when you're the one in front of my gun. But in a game without any rule, was it really an unfair trick? When things couldn't get any more discombobulating, a soldier with the smallest frame spoke out with a surprisingly delicate voice. I seemed to recall some isolated memories. Ibuki, Miwa, Chloe, Jotaro. What a relief to see each one of you. I cannot even imagine what you must have been through. What is going on? Who are you exactly? Are you the people who sent those threatening messages to this madman? Oh shoot, you really haven't retrieved much of your memories as it seems. Maybe that reminding you my name will. What? Maybe telling you my name will. Oh. It's Fujita's sister. Or I guess Anju's sister. My name is Fujita Mizuki, a co-founder of Lania Kea, the rebellion against Jack Raw's unethical and immoral crimes. Hi. I was hoping we get to meet Mizuki. A young woman with neatly styled hair and rosy lips stepped forward with confidence. She had a beauty that left me perplexed, as if someone had gathered the most beautiful features of several women that I've known in my life and assembled them into one single being. Oh, it cut off. I am sorry for presenting myself in such an unflattering attire. I don't really live up to my style-conscious habits. Hee hee. Fujita Mizuki, but then you must be Fujita Anju's sister. Didn't they describe her as red-haired? This is the girl that I've seen a couple of times in my dreams. Your memories, Chloe. Glad to hear that you've been able to remember a few things. It's a good pleasure to meet you in person. At long last, Fujita. Lovely new color on your hair, but I do remember you looking more stylish than this. What have I asked for your opinion? You know too well what has happened considering you're the main cause behind it. But it's finally coming to an end as I'm here now. I came all the way to the Sorrows just to stop you in your twisted schemes. Interesting. I'd love to hear how you've been able to find me so rapidly. I won't give you the pleasure of knowing the details, but the task surely was enormous. Excuse me. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but the four of us would like to understand what's going on. Fujita, you're the most likely the one in the best position to answer to our questions without taunting us, aren't you? I am, and I'm going to do my best to summarize everything you need to remember. Matsuo, hold Mirai Hara at gunpoint. Got it. Alright. If you want me to start from the beginning, it all started when I was once a Jack Raw employee, and in fact, you've all been at some point. We were all part of this diabolical organization. At this point, I'm genuinely starting to question my entire life, needless to mention my convictions. Yes, but don't start hating yourself for this. Jack Raw is extremely manipulative. They promote themselves as the foreseers of a promising future, and at first glance, it really looks like it. They entice you with the beautiful ideas and a genuine interest for the well-being of others. They find any vicious way to fool you into joining them. But once you scratch the surface, Jack Raw is just a terrorist plague. That's what my closest colleagues and I discovered. And by colleagues, I mean Elliot and you, Ibuki. Me? I feel somewhat embarrassed not being able to remember any of this, but at which point was I weak enough to, in my fight for justice, to get duped into joining Jack Raw? We weren't the first ones to discover Jack Raw's evil intentions. We've been the first ones to do some real digging into it. You're going a bit too far calling our doings that way. At worst, I'd qualify them as chaotic good. Don't forget that all the sacrifices you're referring to as evil intentions are done for the greater good. Shut up with your nauseating lies. What I'm referring to are as evil intentions are the shady things going on in the dark, like some employees who mysteriously vanished shortly after discovering some secret files. This is the reason why after some time a number of employees started turning their backs at this wicked organization to join me, Elliot, and Ibuki. At first it was Kaneko Dopey, Yuzuki Yumiki, and Yoneno Taro who joined us. From there we created the rebellion named Laniakia, yeah. And as as time progressed, more Jackra employees joined us. My sister Anju, Yuto, and Chloe, Churi, and Miwa, then Saiko, and finally Jotaro and his mother Katie. With this growing workforce, we were able to start a recollection of Jackraw's secret files and records. But where is everyone? The answer to this question is quite obvious. It's not for those who have not been sent here with us to be mind hacked have either been captured or I can only imagine killed. You made a good point that I was about to address so that you can finally see Jackraw's true visage. At one point, things started to go awry when one member of Laniakea, Tadaro in this case, mysteriously vanished, his records and Jackra with him. We easily figured out that something wasn't right with his disappearance when a spunky girl appeared out of the blue. Her name was Yoneno Iroha. She was his sister. She was his younger sister. He was investigating on her brother's vanishing and managed to track him all the way down to Jackra, which she then later infiltrated. Then she made the discovery that Laniakea was desperately looking for. A file and a driver named World's Final Order. Her Dokuroku then stopped. The release of a virus called the green poison that would temper with the hack grinding antennas, hack prisms, and decimate. I think it's just with a C. Decimate most of the population. Jackra would then be able to remodel the world to its own twisted vision and establish a single world government. That is the most botched summary of our project. Strangely, you don't even include any of the positive details. Like the solar cell prototype, our desalination techniques that can yield potable water in seconds, and our bioengineered crops method. I've told you to shut up! None of those projects have fully been developed yet. You're basing everything on theories. Is what he's saying true? Has Jackra truly made such discoveries? As I was saying, we hired Iroha so that she could share her findings with us, but that's when things went south pretty horribly. Jackra started acting against Laniakea, and the few remaining members either fled or stayed to work on the conception of a code to lock down the green poison. It's really more fucked up than we thought. It is an abomination. What is even going on? I wouldn't consider it that way. It sounds fascinating. A memorable project that will be engraved in history. Fujita, wait. Taunting me isn't the right move. Something inside me wants me to encourage her to pull the trigger, but that can't be the right thing to do. You can shoot if you wish, but allow me to ask you a question that will never be asked if I die now. What would I even answer? I believe I might already have my idea on it, but there's only a theory so far. I'd like to know whether it's valid or not. I reiterated. Why would I answer? Because those folks right there would finally get to understand the reason behind their amnesia. So it really isn't because of you? I know my words aren't so trustworthy anymore, but you can trust these ones. I am not the reason behind your amnesia. Like one of you said a few days ago, what would I occasion your memory loss of what I'm looking for if what I'm looking for lies within your memories? I even did my best to help you retrieve them by bringing some of your belongings. Talk about commitment. I do remember that Yuzuki made this point. But then, would that mean... Fujita, you must have the answer then. Fujita. Don't look at me as if I was the bad guy. After all, if you don't remember, you've had your role in it. A role in it? Why is your memory faulty in the first place? You, Elliot, and I are the founders of Laniakea, and with such a role comes great responsibilities and difficult decisions to take. When someone decided to go on our side and join us, they were given a code series that was meant to stay personal. Only us, the founders, knew each member's code series. They were used for things like operating our systems, entering our headquarters, and other stuff like that. But they were also used for when one of Jackraw's secret agents infiltrated us. By sharing some of our files using their code series, we were able to identify them. She's most likely talking about Sasahara Mokichu. She really was a traitor after all. Now, however, and I wish you'd remember it, Ibuki, but joining Laniakea had another agreement term. This agreement involved providing a special access to the new member's Prism to store some files and for some other administrative reasons. But unbeknownst to every Alanya KM member, except for the three founders, this access was also used for the emergency protocol. This protocol is the reason behind your memory loss. Wait, so that's confusing. Do you mean to say our own allies backstabbed us? What's an emergency protocol that requires the members of the organization to lose their memories? There must be a reason that justifies all this, but which one? No, you don't understand. We didn't backstab you. Look, even Ibuki, who's one of the founders, has forgotten everything. But why then? Why does this emergency protocol require such drastic action? Let me explain first, please. We had this protocol because, as I said earlier, we got wind of Jack Ra's ultimate project, so we worked on the conception of a virus which consisted of a code that was meant to prevent the launching of the green poison. So that's what the locking code is all about. Is it not? One of your first shows, a locking code was consisting of each member's code series. They're meant to be entered into a software so that an AI could put them in a random order, which could then give the code used to block Jack Ra's system. However, Jack Ra acted in a way we weren't able to predict, and this thwarted our entire plan. Psycho and Jotaro, the programmers of the software, had to flee, which resulted in the code-generating AI not to be operational at the time. Since only the founders knew the code series, one of us had to stay and enter it manually. And you did, Ibuki. You were the only founder who didn't flee or got captured. So that's what we saw earlier. Yuzuki's memory. But this doesn't justify the emergency protocol. I'm only giving you the context, but I'm not done explaining yet. The AI was there to arrange the code series into a random order so that not even us, the founders, would entirely know the locking code. It was meant to be uncancelable so that Jack Ra's system could never be enabled again. We couldn't afford to have one of us get tortured to the point that we admit who did the locking code and what it consisted of. It was made so that no Lanya KM member, not even a founder, would fully know the locking code. But this failed since the AI was not operational and that I had to enter the locking code myself. Yes, sadly. You knew the code, and each other member knew you and were the other... You knew the code, and every other member knew you were the one who had generated it. That's why I had to take the decision and use the emergency protocol to erase everyone's memory partially so that no one could spit a word. It was an extremely hard decision to make. Everything was relying on me then. That's how it went. But will we ever remember? Of course you will. I believe the erasure might have gone back up to 3 years in the past and most likely varies from one person to another. All we need to do is find the trigger for the gears to roll again. In fact, your memories haven't been erased per se, they've simply been locked. They're dormant. So we finally get to know the whole story. In fact, we all do now. Indeed. However, why do you still remember everything then, Fujita? Interesting question indeed. Could there be an obscure motive hiding insidiously among those beautiful words? Shut up! Stop trying to make them doubt me. You just need to trust me. I have all of my memories because I was and still am a coward. I simply didn't occasion my own memory loss. It was already hard enough to push the button to lock your memories, so doing it to myself was way too hard. And everything went so fast that I got scared. I was on my very own after all. I just ran away and changed my appearance as much as possible and tried to disappear off the radars completely. Believe me, this was a terribly lonesome ride. But I didn't want to forget all the horrible things Jack Ra had done. We needed someone to remember all of it and expose it to the public. All of our work and all their misdeeds couldn't just be brought back into the dim and be forgotten once again. Do you still believe you can stop us? You're out of your mind. Jack Ra is the savior of this kind and will save this world. You're just slowing it down for purely selfish and naive reasons. Your vision is regressive. You just expect to flow perfectly, but it won't. You're fighting against something greater than you. An ant cannot comprehend the human world. Stopping me won't stop Jack Ra. I know. But I also have some other things that you won't be able to protect anymore once your body's decaying out there in space. How foolish of you to believe that threats would work on me. Unless these threats involve those 3 intact bodies that you've been carefully protecting for years now. I know you know what I mean. Don't you dare touching them. Don't you dare touch them. We'll see that. We'll see about that. Yo, I don't know if it's just me or not, but this whole like epilogue feels like it has more like grammatical errors than the rest of the game. Maybe it's been like the least revised. But with the top head of Jack Ra dead, destroying your legacy will be a child's game. Now be dead? Now be dead, Mirahara Gomi. Now die. Would probably be the less awkward way of saying it. Now be dead! Game? Hello? Oh, there we go. Thought it broke for a second. Fujita. What have you done? It's not over yet, but your nightmare on the Saros is, but I doubt this was the right thing to do. We could have used them to obtain more. I know you too well, Buki, and believe me, this is only fair justice. Was it really? With that, we've delayed this catastrophe. Chloe, don't look. Hanbi, what's just happened? Fujita, what are we even supposed to do now? All you need to do is trust me. You'll finally be able to go back to a normal life. Again. What is happening? I have no idea. Why are we seeing all the places that we were in? Was this all a simulation in space? Or is this going to be the ending? I really hope not. I hope there's more to it. The elevator? Is that where we're headed? If the world erodes into nothingness but you get to live, how would you feel? Isn't loneliness scarier than death itself? This is the text that was on the title screen, right? Infinity is a scary notion, it would become a curse. This universe is expanding exponentially. Will it ever come to an end or go backward? What is even beyond the cosmological horizon? Though it started, it may never really end, but just bounce back in and out of existence. Let us be finite in an infinite world so that curiosity can never cease. Mizuki. Mizuki. Ibuki? Wait, am I playing as Mizuki now? The elevator's here. Everyone is waiting for you to before finally leaving this hell pit.
Ibuki-san.
What is it? I know. Know what? With the special access to the prisms of each Line AK member, I was able to see everyone's heart rate meter. Oh. I see. Where is she? I don't think you should see her. I need to retrieve something meaningful. Alright. You take that door, climb the stairs, and take the first door on your left. Go across the cafeteria to the kitchen, and it's the white door on the right. Thank you. Okay. Mizuki, thank you for coming to our rescue and for your bravery. Oh, it's Autumn walking me over. Is she going to be here? I feel like she's going to be missing or something. Wait, this is the wrong way. She was in the medical lab. Or did we put her in the cold room? Oh, I guess she actually is dead. I thought we left her in the medical lab for some reason. Please forgive me. I should have never let you take part of this. I'm so sorry. I wish I could have prevented this. I wish I could have been here sooner to save you. Now it's all my fault. What am I going to do without you now? How am I going to tell it to Mom and Dad now? I'm so sorry. I feel so lonely without you. We're here with you, Mizuki. Yes, we have all started this together and we will end this together. It's time to go. We still have much to do. Everyone, thank you for being here. Oh, is that the end? So everything's okay, we left? Thank you for playing Konran Zanki GATE01 Prism Visors. Well, I don't even know what GATE01 meant. Or what Konran Zanki meant. But hey, we did it! We finished the game! Wisty and Lena Pupa. Wisty's who I've been in contact with about stuff with this game. She's really awesome. I've been helping her with some like English related stuff and bugs and stuff like that. Oh, and Mikan's also part of the Discord server. Guys, if you watched through this entire series, definitely give it a shot yourself. I don't know, it might be fun to play through it yourself and hang out with different people than I did, and join the Discord server and keep up with everything they're doing, or even help out if you want to. So here's what I think so far, or here's basically what I think. This game was cool. There's a lot of English issues which kind of took me out a little bit, but I gave it, like, obviously it's not English's first language, so you can't really, like, you can understand the whole story, basically. There's basically an organization that wanted to reset the world, and you were a part of that organization because you were duped into joining it, sort of, where you thought it was a good thing to do, and then everyone lost their memories because of a security protocol to stop that thing from happening. And a lot of people died because the main person of Jackrow was trying to get that information out, so to stop people from being able to stop the virus. So it gives me a lot of, like, so yeah, basically there's an organization that's trying to do that, and there's a rebel organization that we've now joined, I guess. We joined Lanya Care, right? And now we're on our, it's basically an open-ended, we're on our way to, like, save the world or something. So, or like, get that thing done. It's very much, I know it's like a comparison that doesn't like to be made, because, especially because Wisty doesn't like this game being, like, seen as like a clone of Danganronpa. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying it's a clone or anything like that. This is obviously its own thing. The game works very differently from Danganronpa. There's no trial, there's nothing like that. I would say it's closer to a game like 999 or something, from what I remember of it, where there's kind of like a really cool overarching plot, but it's like very grim. And I think it's a good game. I think this is awesome. For me, I draw some similarities with there's the whole people losing their memories who are actually part of, like, the evil faction. That reminds me of Danganronpa 2 a little bit. Them ending up joining or like leaving and forming a new group. Well, they didn't really form a group, they joined the group. Like, it kind of reminds me of the Future Foundation, which I think is cool. I think there's a lot of cool similarities, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that's a really cool thing. And it also keeps the game open to a possible sequel. I don't know. I have no idea if Wisty or anyone from Fujitsuki would want to work on more Konran Zanki so soon, obviously. Because they've worked on this game for 4 years. And I'm sure with those 4 years came a lot of struggles and ups and downs. The fact they got it out is amazing. I know they're working on new projects now. They're probably not going to be related to Konran Zanki. If I was them, I would want to just take a break from this whole universe and do some other stuff. But I like that they kept it open to have, like, a potential sequel or more to do with this world, which could be cool. So, yeah. And also, this entire experience was, like, within 10 hours. I feel like it went through, like, all the major kind of plot developments, things like that, without having to pad it out too much. And I think that's great. I think a shorter game is generally a good idea. So, yeah. What happens if I press the button? Am I just going to go to the menu? Oh no, there's more. Okay, maybe I started talking too early. God damn it. Travel in the temporal neighborhood. Attempt number 29. Wait, did this guy just come back by reversing time or some shit? Estimated divergence is approximately 20%. The presence of prisms is affirmative and the tragedy took place. Okay, so this guy's from the distant future. Subject was shot aboard the Sorrows following the altercation with the rebellion. Affiltration was successful. Return to Alpha Line shall be made soon. Current state of the operation. Fiasco. What does that mean? Who was that? Wait, they definitely left things open for a sequel. Even more so than before. And yeah, look, see this whole line, this line here, I read this before. It was all right here. And they dropped at the end there. Okay, well, there it is. There's Konran Zanki GATE01 Prism Virus. We're done. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And thank you guys so much for watching. And thank you so much to Fujitsuki, everyone who's involved in this project, and Wisty for keeping in contact with me and helping me out with things and giving me HD CGIs for thumbnails. That's very nice of her. So, as always, I hope you guys all have a great day. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See ya!